and good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you talking to me?
No, why would I talk to you? That's not what this show's about.
That's a pretty popular sentiment around here.
All rise, damn it.
Get up. Hey, we are live. How about that?
Welcome to Sunday Morning Mass for June the 14th, 2020. And anybody whose vision is clear at this point, you've got supervision then, because I don't even know what I'm seeing anymore. I can't even believe some of the things that I see. Let me see if I can get our show here. There it is.
It's Flag Day, so if you have a flag, you might want to fly it. And if you don't have a flag, you might want to go get one.
Rick Clemenson is in the room first.
Oh, yeah, let's see. Yep, there he is.
Sasha Dent, second. Good morning, Sasha. We've been talking with Sasha and Jason all this last week.
American Treasure Hunters.
That's kind of a new name for us. Good morning, American.
I think that might be Jason.
Oh, well, then he's throwing me off.
I think that's their YouTube channel. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Ralph Taylor is in. Good morning, Ralph. Sakar. Yes, Vicky says our flag's a flying, and so is ours.
Yep.
I can see it right here. I actually have the garage door open this morning. Let me see if I can
very
tilt
nice.
this a little bit more. There we go.
It's a nice morning here. God, it's beautiful.
It's beautifully. There's a nice little, it's a very little breeze, honestly, over where I am. Yeah, the American Treasure Hunters is Jason.
Okay.
Ken Blythe. Good morning, Ken. Ken always has great comments.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your joining us this morning, buddy. We really do. John Billieu. Is that Johnny, who I used to work with at AutoZone? How cool would that be? He's in the military, Ron. He's a military
wonder if he's any relation to Red Bull U. Oh, no, that's Red Bull U.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Randy Brazil is joining us this morning. Good morning to you, Randy. Tisha, guten Morgen. Ronnie, could you translate the German for me? I'm just not sure what that means. And I know you speak German.
Hello from Morgan.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I never would have known. Yeah. Melanie Dodson. Good morning, all. You know, Melanie, part of the reason that she's been enjoying our show on a regular basis is, I think, because she can't go to her church yet.
Oh, yeah.
So she has a whole Sunday morning to fill.
Well, we may not have her for another, I don't know, next Sunday or the week after. They may open that up.
Yeah, the 15th is, at least in California, the 15th, which is tomorrow, is kind of a big day. A lot of things are going to change. I may be able to go back to doing my radio show from in studio.
I heard that yesterday. Mm-hmm. That would be a big change. And Vicky and I actually went out to dinner Friday night. We went into a restaurant and dined inside.
Oh, what restaurant? Go ahead and mention it.
It's called The Place.
Oh, I read your post. That's right. Mm-hmm.
It's an Italian. It's what's so odd is I had talked to the owners one night while I was working, and they invited me there. But they told me it's an Italian restaurant, Boston style Italian. So I didn't know what that was. I still don't, honestly. And in fact, I asked one of my very Italian friends. She didn't really have an idea, but
that was racist.
But what I'm told is it might be, there's a lot of Sicilians in Boston. And so it could be Sicilian style Italian food. And I had a lasagna. Amazing. 10-layer lasagna.
Holy cow, they must not have had much to do that day.
And they only serve it on Friday and Saturday nights. And it was it's expensive.
Melt in your mouth?
Yes. Yeah. But really, really good. I enjoyed it.
Vicky had the Alfredo?
Vicky had the fettuccine Alfredo, which I probably would have gotten also, but they are supposedly very well known for their lasagna. And so I had to, usually if I go to someplace like that, I'll try to find out what their specialty dish is. and order it up.
Do they offer up a pizza?
Yeah, they have pizzas, calzones.
Yeah, because pizza, that if it's Boston related, that's pretty close to being New York style, and that might be worthy of a try the next time you go.
Yeah. Well, we definitely will go back. They were very nice people, and I always try to, if I find something like that, and I'm sure that they were struggling during the pandemic, I'd like to support them.
Sakar says Boston style equals mob owned. Could be. Hey, you know what? Elmer Fudd had his gun taken away.
And Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
I
What
hope.
the hell?
I feel safer.
I don't feel any different.
I feel a lot safer.
I'm not sure I do.
Honestly, I never saw either of them. I saw Elmer aim at a lot of things, but he never hit anything.
No.
Usually Daffy Duck would put his fingers in the end of the shotgun and it would blow up in Elmer's face.
Right. Well, I mean, the character Elmer Fudd himself is a hunter. That's what he does. He's not like a barber.
Right.
He's not a farmer. He's a hunter. So what else would a hunter have? A duck call?
Well,
What's a rabbit call sound like? You know, somewhere in the world, that's probably means something really bad.
it might. Well, I know how he calls them. He says, "Be very, very quiet. We're hunting rabbits."
Rabbit. He reminds me of that guy on The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, and I'm sure that is what. And you know what? He doesn't talk like that normally because he had another show. I can't remember the name of it. That was very good, and he just knocks out that voice though. I don't know how you could talk like that normally.
Well, you know what's funny is actors are so good at doing those sort of things, but because of my where I grew up, I'm able to go in and out of a New York accent very quickly, and it's because for so many years that's the way that I actually spoke, and that's how words sounded to me. I'm sure that he has done so much time perfecting that W sound.
Yes,
that it's probably second nature to him, and I wouldn't doubt that he can go in and out of that character in a minute.
Yeah, it's hilarious though to listen to him on Big Bang.
Debbie Teal is in the chat room this morning. Debbie, good morning. Thank you. I'm not sure go ahead.
I don't recognize that name. That's a new name. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Debbie. We appreciate you waking up with us this morning. Jason says, on time, without our help. What the hell is really going on? You know, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Who are you and what have you done with the real Lou?
Yeah. I don't know. We were ready at 7:45, right, Ronnie?
Yes.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were hanging out.
Johnny Billiou says LOL, but I bring that up because, Johnny and I used to work together, and he was such a great guy. Is such a great guy. And he's now in the military as a military policeman.
Oh, well, you know what? Thank you for your service.
Exactly. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah. Johnny B. Randy Brazil says, I was telling everyone about Nation's hamburgers last week, but they were closed down recently with employees because they contacted the coronavirus.
Uh-oh. Oh, I love Nations, too. Nations is good. We might have to do a Mantasy draft of the best hamburgers, but the problem is we would be doing local.
Yeah, that's what I was telling I was telling Randy.
It wouldn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people around here, but wow. Nations is good. Five Guys is good. There's a place in Folsom called Wayback Burger. It's really good.
Ken Blythe says, even that blind squirrel finds a nut. That's us. Yeah, I mean, you can only keep good men down so long.
You know what? Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
That's right. That's right. Johnny says, y'all are welcome. I say good morning, but it's 5 p.m. where I'm at.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, we knew it was 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right. Well, hey, wait a minute. I didn't think of that. I'm not prepared. Is that dinner?
That's a dinner bell or a
Um,
drink bell. Everybody drink when I ring the bell.
Lou, you received an email from Forrest meant for someone else. Can you now share that info, or was it more personal in nature and not Chase related? I remember that story. Yeah.
That was like 5-6 months ago, maybe.
Well, I'll tell you what. I believe that particular email, and Sasha and I might have chatted about this. I don't think you were in that chat, Ronnie, but
I don't think so.
It was about something for a new book.
That's right. That was supposed to go to his editor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I think his editor's name is Lou.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's how I got it. I almost banged out an email to Forrest this week, but I'll be honest, I don't want to be the guy that sends an email and,
I think he's got a full plate right now.
Yeah.
You know what? Give it a couple months. Let this
he doesn't
let the shine of this dull a little bit, and then yeah, that's weird.
Let's see. So Sakar, that's about all I can tell you about that. But you know what? Since Forrest Fenn has come up, Ronnie, you were talking about Paul, who is one of our really regular viewers, and we haven't seen him for a couple of weeks in our chat room.
It's been a little while.
It's been alluded to that Paul is in fact the person that found the treasure. And the interesting thing about that is that Forrest described him as a man from the East, and Paul is from England.
Yes. Yeah.
That's about as east as you can go.
Well, eventually, yeah, it comes around west, but yeah, it's
what comes around goes around. That Geico commercial.
Rat problem.
Yeah, rat problem. Yeah, not that Paul is a rat. Certainly, he's not.
No. No. So I will say this: I saw on more than one occasion people posting that Paul was the person who found it.
Well, that's what I was telling you, and so you did some looking, I guess.
So I went through and I looked at his channel and I looked at the most recent one, and it's funny, you have to watch almost the whole video, but he keeps alluding to the finder,
Mm-hmm.
and what the finder should do and will do, and it's like, well, okay, he's kind of leaning that direction, but he's not coming right out and saying it. And then at about I think it's the 9:38 mark or something, he says, "I am the finder."
We'd like to hear some people weigh in. Tisha says on the Paul situation, weigh in on that. Sasha and Jason collectively, I believe, have washed their hands of this treasure to this point now.
I think they're done. In fact, I think they started their own now.
Yeah.
They started the treasure hunt.
And Jason said something about Sasha almost giving away a car yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops.
All right. Jason says, how far east can you go before it's west?
That's kind of what I was alluding to a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like your feelings, Sasha and Jason, on that in the chat room. The Paul
I don't
situation.
know if not sure if they've watched that video that I'm referring to, or and see, Sasha's saying we did start a treasure hunt page, so that'll be interesting.
Well, yeah, if they hit $1 million worth of treasure, sure. Well, the first question would be, where did the money come from?
Well, you know
they didn't
what?
Get it from us.
Yeah, I think everybody loves a treasure hunt. Like 5 years ago or so, they have a thing called geocaching, and I'm not sure if you know what that is.
I've heard of it, yeah.
So I went out and bought myself a little handheld GPS, and
You're so trendy.
It's and it's I don't know, it's kind of fun, but Vicky was working at the time, and I was just retired and had nothing better to do. So I'm wandering around the area looking for these little caches, geocaches, and it kind of lost its its brilliance with me pretty quickly because there's nothing in them. There's really nothing, but it still is. It's a treasure hunt, but it's the easiest kind of treasure hunt where you look at something in your hand and you follow the arrow until it tells you you're there, and then you look around for like a little old film canister or something, and you can pull it out and stamp it or sign it to say that you found it.
It's like an electronic metal detector.
Yeah,
Technology.
it's just not the same as trying to, decipher clues and things like that. It's not the same at all.
American Treasure Hunters. I'm sorry.
It still has some allure to it. It was fun.
Jason says not Paul. Sasha said yes, she saw the video. Charles Clement says he found it during a travel band. I think Paul is a musician. Sasha says he didn't find shit.
Wow. Well, and it is funny because he was filming this from back home, and a mere, I don't know, a day or two after the treasure had been found, it's suspect, to be sure. I mean, that's I don't know that you could travel that quickly right now, to just buy a ticket and jump on a plane and go. So
okay, well, Sakar says at Lou, Paul has claimed he is the finder in a couple of videos, but just not really possible for him to be the finder, which is followed up by Ken Blythe's comment, who says Paul would have to secure an American partner. Not impossible.
True.
When all comes out, you will know that Paul is clueless, says Ralph Taylor. The finder wants to remain anonymous. Why would he say he's the finder? That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Ralph Taylor and I have been communicating back and forth about a couple of concepts, and unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that right now. And when I am, I will. I will tell you this. Forrest Fenn has said that he would like the finder to wait 30 days before making an announcement, and in those 30 days secure an attorney. And I believe that may have something to do with the lack of details coming from the Fenn camp. And I don't have to tell all of you treasure hunters that the bracelet is really what Forrest wants back from that treasure chest. So I believe if there's an element of proof, it would have to be that bracelet, the turquoise bracelet.
Right.
A picture of it, maybe a picture of it with a newspaper with today's date on it. I mean, it's almost like a kidnapping thing, but that would, document the proof more than anything else, I would think, unless you're able to fake an entire newspaper headline and date. I don't know that that's entirely possible. In my opinion, eastern and western United States is divided at the Mississippi River. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Back east could mean 5 miles east. It's vague on purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, Ralph, I wish we could talk about this. I'm sorry, but I gave you my word, and I will keep it, as I have through this entire chase. And Ronnie and I have been sent a lot of solves.
Yeah. They finally stopped coming in.
Yeah.
Amazingly. Oh, thank you.
Well, not entirely, Ronnie. Not entirely.
I'm down to, I was getting, like I told you, 20 plus emails a day.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get maybe 1 or 2. And they're not, even then, they're treasure hunters, but not really treasure related. So I'm good with that.
Yeah. I'm very interested in this concept that Ralph has brought and presented to me. Let's just say, no, can't do it. Can't do it, Ronnie.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe next week. Well, we'll sit on it and see what happens. Actually, because isn't this all supposed to come to fruition next Friday? Maybe.
I've heard that date. Yeah.
So
There's also a video out that I've seen which talks about the possibility of a second leg of this treasure hunt. And I think July the 3rd or that week, there's a possibility that a new treasure will be revealed. And, I don't have a time machine, so I can't travel far into the future as next month. But if anything, I think we're probably going to know something by July the 3rd, and maybe July the 4th being the nation's birthday. Maybe that's time for a big reveal. We can only speculate.
Right.
I love the idea that someone has found the treasure. Through this whole thing, and there are a lot of channels that are specifically Fenn treasure related, and Ronnie and I have always claimed that we are not solely a Fenn treasure channel. We never intended for that to happen, but I think people found us to be guys with integrity and an interest in this treasure, and I think that many have approached us for that reason with their solves. Not to mention the fact that if we tell you that we're not going to talk about your solve, then we're not. Time machines in the future will be programmed not to travel to 2020. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you've got one of those DeLoreans,
this will be a year you'll want to skip.
Yeah, go right by it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really is fond of this particular year. Uncle Titus says that's just in time for the summer solstice. Yeah. And on and on. I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I do find it odd that Forrest did not congratulate the finder.
Well, not by name, obviously. I think he did give him. God, I'm trying to think of how Forrest worded it. Maybe he didn't really.
Mitch 74 says, now the solve is important to get rid of the lawsuits. The solve is proof for the finder that he did not hack a computer. He can't release the solve now. Yeah, there's someone claiming that they had the solve on their computer, but somebody hacked in and got it. And they believe that the person who has found the treasure was the one that hacked that computer. And that's just a bunch of BS. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame.
Right.
And I gotta say, we have met some incredibly quality people in this Fenn treasure search. Yeah. And certainly not the least of which Jason and Sasha, who we've become very close friends with, and we communicate with virtually every single day. But honest to God, there are some crazy ass people, Ronnie.
Well, and it's odd that I would bring up this name right after that statement, but where's Bill Gorman been lately?
Yeah. I mean,
he's been noticeably absent. I kind of miss Bill and his antics. Been very, very quiet.
Yeah, and he lives in a Winnebago, that part of the year that's in the find area that he has, and he's been searching. All during the day and probably right up until night falls and rolls in.
Oh, Sasha says he did a video last night. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Did either one of you guys watch it? And what did Bill proclaim?
Yeah, I'm wondering if he believes or if he's still out there searching. He's one of those guys, like after the Civil War, that continued fighting. He's still out there searching.
He may still think it's the Civil War, especially in 2020. Yeah, he's kind of out there. Bill and I had a falling out over a comment that he left, and some might say that's petty, but if you know me, and I know I do, I don't take crap from people. If you cross me one time, that's it. You know that old saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. I don't give people a chance to fool me twice.
Yeah.
So, and Ronnie has seen that.
You know what? I've continued to watch videos here and there, and he's been whose show was he on? Sean's Flip Side one time as a panelist or something, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. When there was a whole plethora of Fenn Treasure people on that show.
I think,
and he came on with the elephant mask on.
Yeah, that's the one.
That pushed me over the edge. Here we are. MEH was on there, who's a pretty smart guy. I know who that is, Mike.
So you've got one side of the spectrum here, and then Bill Gorman on the other side over here.
Yeah.
So I think Bill Gorman's a character, and I think we'll see. I'll have to watch this video and see how he's taking it. Sasha says he might be coming around a little bit. So.
Yeah, he's having a hard time, but he is coming around. What's he going to do? I guess move on to another treasure?
I guess.
I don't know.
He'll go look for Jason and Sasha's treasure.
Look, let me just say this real quick. Bill Gorman, we've had our differences in the past, and our communication is all but shut down. If I came across as a douche, I'm sorry. I apologize, and I don't want you sending me 1,000 emails. But let's try to move past that. Okay, we've got bigger things in the world to worry about. And in that sense, yes, my beef with Bill is petty. So let's move beyond that, Bill. If you happen to be watching, whether today live or during this week, I apologize on my end. All right, fair enough.
There you go.
Okay.
There's the olive branch.
All right. Okay, so Ronnie, I'll tell you what. That's our Fenn Treasure update. In that there's really not much of an update. We're following the story very, very closely. There are other channels that are really going at this with a full head of steam. We're not really going to do that unless we discover something that's just incredible. And if what Ralph Taylor and I are working on together comes to fruition, we will bring you that's all. That's what I was going to tell you, Ronnie. Through this whole Fenn Treasure thing, you and I have always been hoping that one of our viewers would be the lucky person to find this treasure.
Right.
And then they would come on our show and do the reveal.
Right.
I think that those were unattainable goals. This person who finds this treasure is going to have the media banging on their door and surrounding their house when eventually it's revealed. And I know that, Ronnie, because right now they're running. Sasha has been on Inside Edition.
Yep.
What was the other one that she was on? Some newspaper or something or other.
I think it was a Santa Fe Times or something like that. Right.
And all they're doing is just rerunning stories after stories saying there's nothing to report. And that's hardly news. And, you people, you need to get a grasp. Either do more research or wait until the information comes out like the rest of us are. I am certainly not going to email Forrest and ask for an explanation. As I've told you before, Forrest, Fenn, and I chat. It's been a while because I haven't wanted to bother him. But I can tell you that each and every time that I've sent him an email, he has gotten back to me. And I know that he's busy. He's getting up in years. But I think I might send him something today after we get off the air. And if it's newsworthy, then we'll share that with you next Sunday morning. Fair enough?
I agree.
Okay, so Fenn Treasure is the top of our list today on the show. Let's move into our second segment today, which will be Mantasy Draft. And I wanted to keep it light and fun this morning. And so our Mantasy Draft for this week will be Best Breakfast Cereals.
Ooh, boy.
So those of you who are in the chat room, you can send suggestions our way while I'm briefly explaining that our Mantasy Draft is a little game we like to play where we come up with a topic and then each one of us gets 3 picks. And once we give you all 3, we give you the chance to vote on who you think has the best team. And we do it in what's called a snake draft, and I'm not going to go into how that works. You'll see it. It'll be displayed here in just a moment. In that, Ronnie and I have been doing this we've been doing this for like a year now.
Yeah,
we've gotten to the point where we're having a hard time coming up with topics. I came to Ronnie this week and I went, I don't have anything.
Well, and what's funny is we were at Costco yesterday, and that's the aisle we were on, was the breakfast cereal aisle.
Uh-huh.
And so I thought, perfect. We could have also gone with the best food item available at the Costco food court. But I think hot dog and a Coke would have won overwhelmingly. First pick would have won that. So I think breakfast cereals are a little more wide open.
And as you know, Costco, believe it or not, people, is a store, if you didn't know. And I don't go to stores, so I'm a little disadvantaged there.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And we are Costco members. It's just I don't go. There's way too many people.
Yeah. And you have to wear a mask if you go in there. That's the only time I've worn a mask during this whole thing was to go into Costco.
Now, does that violate all of your principles?
No.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. If you feel like you need to wear a mask, wear a mask. I don't feel like I need to, and I don't. But when you go to Costco, it's a rule to enter. And so, that's fine. Whatever. What's very unusual, though, is I think I saw my sergeant there yesterday, but with the mask on, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
I looked at him. He looked at me. He didn't recognize me either. And so, but I'm almost positive it was him. I'd say 99% sure it was him.
Not that I condone this, but if there was ever a time to rob a bank.
Oh boy. Yeah.
You policemen ought to be hanging out at banks right about now because
I mean, it's not unusual to see people wearing masks, sunglasses, and gloves,
and hats,
and a hat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
or
perfect
sweatshirts.
Perfect kidnapping or bank robbing attire.
Yeah. Could you please describe this person for us?
He looked a lot like that guy and that girl and
yeah. All right. So, Lou, you can wear the mask I made you for going to Costco. Absolutely. But there's people there, Mel. I don't go where there's lots of people because I start getting those chest palpitations and the next thing is the onset of a panic attack. And, I don't need that. I don't know if you know this or not. Our viewers, Ronnie, you do. But the last problem I had with my heart, AFib is what I have. The last time that I went through it, my heartbeat went to 162. I was at the doctor's office. Good place.
Yeah.
But not a good place when the ambulance guys come for you. And so as a rule, I don't go where there's a ton of people, mask or no mask. I really can't even go to Walmart. It almost happened to me there. So, all right. So I would like for Ralph Taylor. Oh, turn your phone over, Ronald.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Turn your phone over. I'm turning. Here's mine. I'm turning it over. Look, I even have the show on today. Look, there it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
I'm
on
turning
it too.
the phone over. Ralph Taylor, I would like for you to pick a number between 1 and 10. And we'll wait just a few seconds here, Ralph. Between 1 and 10. And I think I let you pick first last week, Ronnie.
I did.
Yeah.
To no avail. You won.
Right.
Running away with it last week.
Yes. And so we're waiting just a few moments here for Ralph to type in the chat of a number between 1 and 10. While we're doing that, I'm going to go with 6.
I'm going to go with 2.
Okay. And this is not like Price is Right where you can't go over, okay?
That's
So
right.
Ronnie has picked 2 and I've picked 6. And so I'm hoping that Ralph has taken his time and put up his number here. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's see. No, I don't see anything on there. Ralph, come on, man. Type in the number. It's very easy. Between 1 and 10.
I got Jim Siri just snuck in the room, by the way.
Oh, good morning, Jim.
He was hoping nobody would notice he was late. We noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
going to have to stay a little after the show is over. You're going to have to stay about 20 minutes longer.
See, we keep notes on everything. In fact, there you go. There's my picks for Mantasy draft. Whoop.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it?
Here's mine.
Okay, I can't see it, even with the glasses. All right, Ralph Taylor, come on, man. I will tell you that the word knowledge on his bell will lead you directly to... Okay, Ralph, okay, we're waiting on you to choose a number, Ralph.
Ralph, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Of course, we've already given our numbers, so...
Yeah, well, that's all right. He may not have heard. He may have been doing some research, some Forest Fenn treasure research.
Okay, all right. Then we're going to go with a backup number.
You know what, Randy? Randy Brazil looks like he's offered to go in his place, go in Ralph's place.
I didn't see that. All right. Should we pick our numbers over again, Ronnie, and let Randy pick his?
Yeah, why don't we go with that?
Okay.
Randy, are you up and ready? I'm gonna say Randy's probably ready.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. So then I'm gonna change my number up, and I'm gonna go with 4.
And I'm gonna go with 9.
Okay. Randy, we hope that you got your number in there real quick. Stalling because we need to get to our... No.
We may just have to Rochambeau this.
Okay, he's ready. Put the phone down, Ronnie.
Oh, okay.
All
Everything's
right.
down.
Randy, go ahead and put your number in. Do you like my background today, Ronnie?
It's very Bay Area-ish.
San Francisco-y.
Yes.
You know, it's been such a long time since I've been to the Bay Area. It's been years.
Vicky was just there last Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. One of the nice things is when you live
in 10.
10? All right, so
10.
You win it, Ronnie.
Okay, thank you.
So you will. One of the nice things about living in Sacramento, if you don't know already, is that you can travel about 2 hours in every direction and be at a different climate. For instance, you can drive up to Red Bluff where Melanie Dodson lives, and it's 172.
In the shade.
It's really hot up there, much hotter than Sacramento. And then, from Sacramento, you could drive an hour and a half to 2 hours and be in Lake Tahoe, where the temperature is probably about 65.
Yep.
And the same holds true with San Francisco. You drive 2 hours, go over the Bay Bridge, and bammo whammo, it's 62 degrees.
Yep, very pleasant there. And I have friends that in the same day have gone water skiing and snow skiing.
Yeah, people have that on their bucket lists.
Yeah, in the same day. So, and we're 2 hours from really great snow mountain places, resorts. So, yep, you can definitely do that.
Johnny B says, I definitely miss Sacramento. He was living in Colorado for a while before he went overseas. Or he's not overseas. He's at Fort Hood.
Oh, okay. Fort Hood, is that in the Carolinas?
Johnny, where is that? Let us know.
It is. It's either Carolina or Florida. I want to say it's in the Carolinas.
Jim Series says, my son is just about ready to open his honey business. I'll send you guys 2 bottles after the honey settles in a week or 2. Hey, that'd be great.
And I do love honey.
I know. Yeah, you do.
That's the best.
Yeah. Okay, so they're talking Fenn Treasure. Oh, Texas. Jason says it's in Texas.
Texas.
Well, that is overseas.
Might as well be.
All right, time for Mantasy Draft, and Ronnie has the first pick this week, or he can defer if he wishes. So, Ronnie, I'm going to leave it to you to start us off in this week's Mantasy Draft.
I'm taking it, and with the number 1 pick, I take Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Whoops, let me write that down. Ronnie, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That did not make my list.
Oh, God, I love that.
All right.
The milk that's left over after you eat it.
Well,
it's the best.
It's funny that you say that because my first pick is one of those things with the taste of the milk after the cereal's gone. It is probably not just my very ultimate favorite cereal, but it's really good for you. Cocoa Puffs.
I knew you were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, allegedly I am cuckoo, and I do love Cocoa Puffs, so I am Lou Gallagher, and I am cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right, so Ronnie's first pick was Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and my first pick in the first round will be Cocoa Puffs. My first pick in the second round in our snake draft, I'm going to go with Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
You know why?
No.
Because they're great. Okay, Ronnie. There's my 2 picks. You have 2 coming your way, pal. Go.
So my only problem with Frosted Flakes is if you happen to leave one in the bowl and it hardens.
You can't get it off there.
It's permanently part of the bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't build skyscrapers out of that, because they could never fall.
Or, maybe they should make the black box in airplanes out of Frosted Flakes.
It's indestructible after they've been wet and hardened. Yeah, it's like nothing else.
Were you able to find the black box, sir? Yes, because it was made of Frosted Flakes.
It had a beautiful sugary coating. And you know what they used to call them? They used to be called Sugar Frosted Flakes.
Oh, but sugar was a bad word to have on there.
They got all PC, and you remember they had like big chunks of sugar right on the flakes. Yeah. They might still. I haven't had Frosted Flakes in a while, but
things change.
They were good. Okay.
All right, so this would be your first pick in the second round.
Yeah. I got 3 winners here. I'm going to have to go, and again, this is because of what's left over, the milk afterwards, Cocoa Pebbles.
Damn you.
Yeah. I really do. It's like chocolate milk after you eat Cocoa Pebbles.
Okay, Ronnie, and now your final pick in our draft this week.
This is a toss-up, but I think that this cereal does more advertising than any other cereal. Lucky Charms.
I had that one. And that might change my pick right here. My final pick. Okay, so Ronnie has Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cocoa Pebbles, and Lucky Charms. So far, I have Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, and this is my dark horse. I got a lot riding on this, Ronnie. I am going to go with Fruit Loops.
They're good. They didn't make my list. I actually had, and I think they're almost synonymous. I had Apple Jacks. I think Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops are almost one and the same. But
Jack says, I love Raisin Bran. You know, I was going to choose that, but I didn't think I could win with Bran.
Right. Yeah, you might as well have gone with grape nuts.
That's like a joke I used to tell in my stand-up act. What the hell was it? I love to eat fruit and fiber. I don't need that. I'm okay without the fiber. Honestly, I am. Rick Clemens says Lou wins.
Okay, I'm keeping tab. He's the first vote.
All right. Whoops. I put down 2. I meant 1. Okay.
This is tough. Jack thinking. He says it's tough. Now remember, you're voting for the three item team. I've got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cocoa Pebbles, Lucky Charms. He's got Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops.
Now let me remind you, in the course of human events, this really is important. Your vote could change the world. The world as we know it, my friends. We don't just talk about trivial things here on Men Are So Smart. We talk about the important stuff.
This is what's riding on it right here.
I know. There's a whole trophy.
2 more votes came in. Actually, 3 now.
Jimmy's.
And you are.
Did you see what Jimmy Fast wrote?
3-2. No, what did he write?
The douchey guy.
Oh, is that a vote for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's 4-2.
Ken Blythe says he flipped a coin and Lou won.
Ronnie for me. Hold on.
Melanie says Lou with the Fruit Loops.
Ken Blythe, the Dark Horse wins with Fruit Loops. Mm-hmm. That's you. Okay.
Sasha votes for Ronald.
Oh, nice. It's 6-5. Now let's see. Now 7. Now 7-6. Yes, Jack, I got your vote. Thank you. Okay, it's 7-6. It's about as close as it can get. Again, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cocoa Pebbles, Lucky Charms. And against Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops.
Viewers, I would really like to win this week.
Well, you won last week.
Oh,
you'd like to win I know. No, you'd like to win everything every week.
Well, that's just my nature.
I'm pretty competitive also.
I know you are.
I remember swatting down many of jump shots from Vince when he was shooting.
When he was 4.
When he was 4. I had about a 4-foot height advantage, but I took it.
Pandering for votes gets one taken away. You don't make the rules, Jason. I'm looking at you.
Oh, Jack.
Jason.
Oh, you know what? Jack just tied it up for me. Oh,
damn it.
We need a vote. We need some more votes coming in.
We have 35 people in the room right now, and we need you all to cast a vote, please.
We have a total of 14 votes.
And so there's about 21 people that need to cast one really quickly here. We got to get on to our next segment, which I think you're really going to enjoy.
Yeah, come on, you slackers. Get out the vote.
American Treasure Jason says, that's what y'all did to me. Well, neener, Donald Trump.
Oh, look at that. There's 2 more for me.
Jackie Naden. Jackie, that's a new name. Thank you very much for participating in our live chat today. We enjoy each and every one of you. We really do.
Okay, Larry and Jackie Naden both went Ronnie. Thank
you.
Larry,
you went south on me. What happened? What did I do?
Oh, Cray.
Go for it, Ronnie. Okay.
Wait.
Ronnie for today, changing my vote, says Jason.
Once the vote is in the ballot box, it cannot be changed. So.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate you
Let's
defending
see.
me.
Okay. All right. So right now I'm sitting at 10-7.
Wow. I guess let's wait just one more second and see if you're in our chat room and maybe you don't usually participate. All you got to do is type in Lou, or then you could type in Ronnie, whatever it is that you feel.
Uncle Titus wants to know who had Honey Nut Cheerios. Nobody,
No
because they're not in the top 6.
Right.
Not enough sugar on them.
I can mention that I had Cinnamon Life as one of my choices.
Oh, yes.
Apple Jacks. And you know what? None of us said Captain Crunch.
I know. You know the problem with Captain Crunch?
Yeah, it hurts your mouth.
You got all those cuts on the roof of your mouth afterwards.
Who needs that?
You know, the one, this was going to be my dark horse if you took all of mine, was Frosted Mini Wheats.
Mm-hmm.
I will eat those with no milk. I'll just take like a baggie full to work with me and eat Frosted Mini Wheats.
When you chose Cocoa Pebbles, that canceled out my Cocoa Krispies. I was going to go that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again,
and Cocoa Krispies are good, but I think that Cocoa Pebbles have a little bit more. The chocolatey milk is much darker with Cocoa Pebbles.
What about Count Chocula though?
You know what? I don't know. It's okay. It's all right.
Hooli says, "Hola, Nuggets." That joke never gets old.
Oh boy. Yeah.
All right. So Ronnie, I'm going to go ahead at this point and I'm going to concede. You have won this week's Mantasy draft of best breakfast cereals of all time.
There it is.
And yeah, that's the trophy we talked about last week that I won in that race, that celebrity race.
Yeah.
And Ronnie keeps it at his house. I'm not sure why.
It was I show it to people when they come over. Tell them, yeah, look at this, I won. But I don't tell them it was a race in a car. I just tell them it was a foot race.
Oh, okay. With an indigent over at your mom's house?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've had a couple of those foot races.
The Jerry Seinfeld of shows, LOL. He was a cereal eater too. I know that guy. Oh, and Kramer, we used to always come over and eat cereal.
Yes. Just go straight to the cupboard, open it up, grab a box of, I think Jerry was a Raisin Bran guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Bran. Why are there no albino Krispies?
That's true.
How would you know the difference between the milk and the crispy if they were white?
They could put little pink marshmallows in there.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Uncle Titus, message retracted. I wonder what that is.
I've seen a couple of them, and I should put my phone back up. They show up on my phone quicker, but then they disappear. So
yeah. Melanie says, "Congrats, Ronnie."
I accept your congratulations. Thank you very much. It was a hard-fought battle. I think I pulled it out at the last second with we may have to go to an electoral college vote. The popular vote may not be fair, so we may have to go to an electoral college for Mantasy draft.
I'd hate to see that happen because that changes everything.
It really does.
Though I don't know how. Okay, so our next segment this morning, we hearkened back to a show about 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, when we did a segment called Seriously, Just Go Away. And in Seriously, Just Go Away, the thing that I mentioned was these infomercial-like 2-minute commercials for a product called...
There you go, right there.
Plexaderm. On this commercial, there are some of America's ugliest people.
Oh boy. They were scraping the bottom of the barrel.
And they go, look how much better I look. And I think to myself, well, yeah, look where you started.
Like you couldn't get any worse. Yeah.
All right.
Why not try?
So as you can see, I do have the product in my hand this week. And we've talked about the 4 minute and 37-second mark where you should begin to notice some differences in your skin. Now, they use this mostly for under eye bags.
Right.
And mine are not awful, but I will show you. Let's see this side. Look at the size of those crow's feet right there. Can I get closer? Let's see.
That's a keeper.
And that's a mole right there. I don't think that's going to have any effect on this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this Plexaderm on my crow's feet, and then we're going to keep track of the time. If I do that on a counter, I'm going to lose my live feed, so I can't do that. But
I have a stopwatch on my phone, so
okay.
When you put it on, you tell me go, and I'll start it.
All right, Lou, your hair and color look much better than this week. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Hooli. You know, Hooli.
He just had his hair did.
I did. I got my hair cut about 2 weeks ago, and I'm already up and walking around. So
you didn't get it cut. You got your hair did.
Did.
I got my hair did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my wife tells me that I put just a small amount. Okay. Let's see.
That's a small amount.
All right.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to gently put this on my crow's feet. Whoa. You know what? Let me do this with this mirror that my wife gave me here to look at so I can actually see. Crap. Oh, this side would be better, huh? Okay, so now she tells me that you're not supposed to move around a lot when you do this.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to try to not do that.
All right.
I think it's making the bags under my eyes worse. And I'm just going to do one side. Although I do have them on both sides. Okay, so start the clock.
I just did start it.
Okay.
So,
right, so we're in the middle of the Plexaderm challenge. Many of you have seen these commercials. And what it does is it kind of pops your skin up. All right, Ronnie, while we're waiting for results, we're going to go into our final segment today, which is the mailbag. And as you know, we get lots and lots of email.
Yes.
So if you don't already know our address, mine is lou@menaresosmart.com.
Mine is Ronnie, RONNIE @menaresosmart.com.
Are you mocking me?
I don't know.
Okay.
Are you mocking me?
I don't know. All right. Dear Lou and Ronnie, we love your show. My husband and I have been married for 3 years next Saturday.
Rookies.
Yeah, I know, right? He's a very hot, hunky fireman who has modeled for a calendar. Those firemen, they get all the girls. I am a nurse, seriously, and a bikini model part-time. This must be a rather attractive couple, I think.
Yeah.
There's no picture, but...
I'm wondering which one married up.
Yeah.
Because you know that all happens.
Yeah, it does.
I'm thinking he may have. Even the fireman may have married up in this case.
Recently, he has become obsessed with making a sex tape. Why do we get these emails? Our sex life is fantastic, and I would really like to make him happy, but I'm concerned with the ramifications. What to do? Signed, Amateurs in Anchorage. I had no idea people in Alaska listened and watched our show. Huh.
Well, there's probably not a lot to do in Alaska this time of year, so I can see where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I just need their address and how much it is. That's all I'm really concerned.
My question is, Who would you be making the sex tape for? Oh, I'm sorry,
True.
we're out of time.
Oh, there's the clock.
Yeah, we're out of time.
You
We'd
can
like
tell Vicky's here.
Yeah.
Vicky usually stops the clock.
She stops the clock, huh?
Yeah, she stops it.
She has a face that could stop a clock.
She just stops.
She what?
She just stops the pendulum. So
From banging. Binging.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, who is this for? I mean, okay, we're assuming very attractive people. If this videotape is going to be for the two of you to watch, why would you need that? Well, I guess maybe for when they're not together. Oh, I can feel my eye tightening up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can feel it. What time are we at?
We are at 3 minutes, 38 seconds.
Okay, so a minute more will be what
1
they talk
minute.
about in the commercial. I for some reason the phrase "where do you get off" comes to mind.
So I'll throw in my 2 cents worth. I think it's a bad idea because even though they are supposed to be confidential and maybe just for the entertainment of the makers, ask Pam Anderson how that worked out for her.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
And
Ask
as well
Kim Kardashian.
as well as Kim Kardashian. Although before her sex tape, she was nobody. So it kind of has worked out for her okay. Pamela Anderson was a mega star before her sex tape came out. So it didn't, I don't know. I think it may have had a short downside for Pamela, and she's kind of out of the public eye anymore anyway. She's not even, she's not very relevant anymore. But yeah, I think it's probably a bad idea, and I would cast a vote against it.
Ken Blythe says temptation may get the best of one of them. Yeah, what if you break up?
See,
Who gets that tape?
Yeah, they're married 3 years, but that's not wait till your 25th anniversary and then make it. Of course, they won't look like they do now, but
well,
you never know.
That's one of the other comments. Marshall George says there's a fire hose reference there somewhere. Oh no, there was nothing short in the Pam Anderson tape.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Melanie says, looking good, Lou. I got to move the laptop closer.
I think I can notice a difference.
Okay. First of all, here's this side.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can see that's what it looks like normally.
Yeah.
You can see those crow's feet. Here's the other side.
You know what? It looks like it's gone. Oh, we're at 6 minutes now, by the way.
Well, they do say that it usually takes about 10 minutes, but in
Right.
the commercial they specified 4 minutes and 37 seconds or something or other. Okay. Well,
that's dramatic.
I think it is.
I think we've proved that it works.
The question will be, how long does it last?
Right.
Yeah. Because in that commercial, they talk about how you could put it on before you go to a big event.
Yeah. Randy Brazil says, make it and then delete it.
Noticeable results. It's much bigger. That's not what we were going for. Thank you, though.
Well, I'm not sure if he's talking about you or if he's talking about Tommy Lee.
Right. Yeah, much bigger. Sometimes an ex can be vindictive. Tell me about it.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Most of the time.
It lasts a day, says Jack.
Oh, okay.
And
how he knows this.
It also says that if your wrinkles stay puffed up for more than 4 hours, consult a doctor. And if it makes things pop up, maybe I'm putting it on the wrong portion of my body.
And somebody out there has done that. Somebody has tried it there.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
My ex, she took the cake on the vindictiveness. Well, we're sharing the same cake. Make it and delete it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Just well, but you know what? So when your husband says, "Oh yes, I'm deleting it,"
right?
It's not deleted.
That's
Trust
like
me.
in all those detective shows where they tear up the pictures,
Right?
but there's also that envelope in the bottom drawer.
I have the negatives.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're just about out of time here, Ronnie. I wanted to thank everybody for watching today. We sure do appreciate this. I will tell you that there is a possibility that Men Are So Smart may be coming to an end. After we get off the air today, we've had this discussion with Sasha and Jason, and part of the reason, and we don't do this for reaction, but part of this dream of mine of having this show with my best buddy, first and foremost, is a chance for us to get together once a week and just kind of chat about all kinds of different things and get our opinions. But we wanted this to be a money-making opportunity for the both of us, and as many of you know, we have not made a single dime from this show. And with the fact that Ronnie is going to become a grandparent, Ronnie and Vicky, very, very soon, it's kind of time-consuming. Ronnie really, he's pretty much on with us for an hour, but I do most of the planning for the show, what we're going to talk about and categories and that sort of thing. So it's kind of an ongoing process throughout the week for me, looking for stuff to talk about and write and that sort of thing. So we may be coming to an end as a show. We're going to have that discussion immediately after today's show on Zoom. Yeah, not for your viewing, just between Ronnie and I. And we'll let you know. We'll plan on doing another show next Sunday morning. And at that time, we'll make an announcement. Jim's series says maybe once a month. One of the things that Jason said to us was you should do it because you love it. Yeah. But I also love my radio show too. So, and I've been doing that for 12 years, almost going on 13 this year. So, we'd like to get some feedback from you. And we'd like for you to be honest with us. Part of the reason that we're doing this, Ronnie, is because of our subscriber numbers.
Yeah.
They bounce up and down.
It's hard to get traction, and we haven't, we went up pretty big a couple of years ago. We doubled our subscribers in a week or two, and then they've just kind of plateaued there. We go up one or two and we lose one or two. And it's, and I'm probably not a typical baby boomer. I do watch a lot of YouTube shows, and I see shows. There's one guy that I watch. He has been on YouTube for probably less than 3 months, and he just hit his 5,000 subscriber mark. Like, wow, that's really, good on him. But it's hard to imagine what separates one show from another.
And I also think about the demographics, because they have something in YouTube that are called analytics, which shows who's watching, how long, how many subscribers, the duration. And we've been doing this for over 3 years, as near as I can tell. And we're at 780 subscribers as of this morning. And a guy who just shows people sneezing has 10,000 subscribers. And yet we put our heart and soul into doing this show and making sure that we're bringing you good quality content and fun. We don't We don't always want to be serious about everything. We want to be an alternative to the horrible news that we see every single day. That's really our goal.
Right.
We've become a little more political and topical in the last 3 to 4 weeks. I will tell you this at this point. Many of you probably have the perception that both of us are Republicans. And we refrain from coming right out and saying, and leave it up to you to determine based on what we talk about and our responses to topics to determine that. But I will tell you this, yes, I've been a Republican for the last, 40 years, but I am no longer a member of the Republican Party. And that does not mean I switched to being a Democrat. God knows I don't want to do that. But in changing my party affiliation to free thinker, it allows me to determine how I feel based on what my interpretation is of the news. And so if I give my opinion now, it's not Republican and it's not Democrat. It's just coming from me. Okay? Ronnie, we're both Americans, and Ronnie can do anything that he wants to do, be a member and affiliate of any party that he wants to be. But this allows me, I believe, to talk about more things that are outside of the Republican frame of mind or the Democrat frame of mind. So that's where I stand right now.
And I don't think party makes a whole lot of difference, because the party that I'm a member of, I'm so far distanced from many of the ideas that they hold true. And I probably only stay with this party because I've been registered with them since 1975. And back in the day, we were dirt poor when I was growing up. And so I don't know. And it seems like the parties have gotten so far extreme. If both parties could pick people who were more moderate in their stances, I think it would be a better system. Both sides really you've got the far left and the far right, and there's not a lot in between. So it's hard to identify with either of the parties at that rate.
My wife considers me to be an ultra conservative. And I don't really find myself being ultra. I do find myself to tend to lean more towards a conservative way of thinking.
Yeah.
This all stemmed from the last election. And in the last election, I was forced to vote one particular way because of the consideration of the other choice.
Right.
And I don't want to be forced into that. I don't want to be a square peg. Nor do I really wish to be a round peg in a square hole, or vice versa for that matter. But I never want to be pushed into a situation where I have to vote for one person so another person doesn't win. I want to vote for who I believe the best candidate is, regardless of party. Go ahead, Ron, live chat.
Jimmy Fast says, you guys are like herpes. Keep coming back, please.
Johnny B says, of course it will come to an end, right when I start watching.
Yeah. And Jack says, conservatism used to be Americanism. Now it's Team America or commie. I miss that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll tell you that being in law enforcement, you tend to be moderate to conservative. There's, although it's not universal, but that's just kind of how I think you get hardwired in law enforcement. And I don't agree with, I belong to a couple different pages that are law enforcement related, and we don't all agree on there, and that's fine. But one thing that drives me crazy is when people take the advice of an actor or an athlete based on because that person does what they do. I would never do that. I don't take anybody's advice. I look at everything that's laid out in front of me and I form my own conclusions. And I wish everybody could do that. If you know what, make your choice and keep your opinions to yourself, because I don't care what your opinion is. It doesn't change whatever. Everybody has their own set of values and they grew up a certain way, and certain things, you know, should be one way and should be another way for somebody else. So yeah, the second I start basing the way I vote on what, you know, some athlete says, then that's when I stop voting.
All right, Ronnie, get to your live chat again, because right now I'm going to talk about quickly some results from our analytics. For instance, in the last 28 days, we've had 21,000 views. I'm sorry, minutes watched.
Okay.
Under views in the last 28, and that's up. I'll tell you what it is. It's up 21%. Views, 3,025. That's in the last 28 days. Check this out. The average view duration, the last 28 days, 6 minutes, 51 seconds. We are on here for an hour and 17 minutes right now, and the average duration is 6 minutes and 51 seconds. What does that tell me? People don't like what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is the one that kills Ronnie and I. Your estimated revenue. Let me check. For the last 28 days, Ronnie, let me check real quick. Let me look at this. 0.
Still? Okay.
Yeah, still 0.
Yeah.
Subscribers. Yep. We lost 2 yesterday. We have a total of 673 subscribers to our show. That's it. And a guy who puts sneezes up. You see what I'm saying, people? Likes and dislikes. In the last 28 days, 85% likes, actually call it 86, over the previous period of 28 days, which was 66%.
Wow.
And our top videos in minutes, last week's show had 3,700 minutes watched. The week before that, 2,740. So 1,000 more between the last 2 weeks. So tell me, somebody please tell me, what are we doing wrong? What are we not doing enough of? I'd like to know. And you are the people we do the show for. So what you have to say is very important to us.
We're flexible. We're a jack of all trades and master of none. So,
all right. So Jack says you can't even lead a horse to water. If the time slot is not right, go to a night show and they will come.
Well, there's also, I mean, the way we used to do it, we used to pre-record shows and release them, but that was hours and hours of editing to put a show. So again, is it really worth it if how many 200 people watch the show?
Yeah, it's been thousands of hours editing until we switched over to doing the live show. Sakar says you need more wigs. Night show. Then you get the drunk people watching. People love watching drunk.
Well, we did have one. It was a midnight mass.
Yeah. On the East Coast.
Yeah, midnight on the East Coast.
All right. Well, there you have it. If you have some suggestions, some concerns, you can email either one of us or both of us. I was going to try to get some donations to our channel through our PayPal so that I might take I don't want to call it an emergency, a surprise trip with regard to the Fenn treasure. But honestly, I'm just not going to do that at this point because I would probably need about $500 to do it, and I'm just not going to do that to our viewers. I can't tell you where that surprise trip or what state it was going to be to, but it is Fenn related. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Our email addresses have just gone across the screen. There's Ronnie's, RONNIE at menaresosmart.com. We'd love to have you enjoy our Facebook page, which, as you see there, is at Men Are So Smart. And if you're watching and you enjoy the program, do me a favor today, subscribe. For those of you that haven't subscribed to our channel, do it today. Let's see if we could get 25 or so and push us over 800. That would give us a positive trend for the last 28 days, which it hasn't been. So, all right, I'm done preaching. People are saying, why are you preaching? Well, it's Sunday morning mass.
Preach,
what were you
brother.
expecting?
Preach, brother.
Preach on, my friend.
Amen.
Okay. All right, so there you have it. There's another donation right there. 500 is all I need. Okay, so we will be back next Sunday morning, and we will be sharing some of the thoughts and ideas that you have about the show. And then we will base our decision after we have our conversation on Zoom, which will take place as soon as we end the show this morning. All right? Got to get out of here. This is the longest live show we've ever done.
Yeah. We're turning into...
No, don't say that. Please.
Hippie's lips.
Did you say Vicky's lips?
Hippie's lips.
Okay. All right. That'll do it for us. We hope you have a really great Sunday, the rest of it. Please remember that it is Flag Day. This morning, something different. I had my garage door open so that the entire neighborhood could enjoy our broadcast.
Nice.
And I'm looking at probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking at 6 flags up in my neighborhood right now. If you
I know for sure there's 2 on our street.
Mm-hmm. The rest are communists.
There's only like 8 houses on the street. So
that's right.
A quarter of the houses have flags up.
Well, you should strive for 50%, Ronnie.
Well, I know 2 of the people are gone. So
go buy a flag for them.
I have an extra flagpole. In fact, I bought a new flagpole. So I may just move my flagpole over to the neighbor's house.
Yeah, that's not too presumptuous.
No, I'm sure they'd love it.
Okay. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
Thank you to all of you for watching today. Thank you for participating in the live chat. And we'll see you next Sunday morning on Men Are So Smart. Bye-bye.
Attaboy.